So all rise, please. Court is now in session. I'm Judge Josh Simpson, presiding over this matter. You may be seated. Today, we are hearing the following criminal charges in a serious case involving offences against Raven Go. The charges are misconduct, abuse of authority, unlawful seizure of property, harassment, and interference with emergency services. For the criminal charges, the Crown must prove guilt beyond reasonable doubt. All proceedings must be conducted with dignity and respect for the serious nature of these allegations. Crown Counsel, you may present your opening statements regarding the criminal charges against the defendant.
Thank you, Your Honour. This case is about the misuse of authority and a complete disregard for lawful procedure. On the day in question, David Black and Angel Black were lawfully seated in their vehicle, engaged in conversation. There was no disturbance, no investigation, and no proper assessment of any alleged offence. 3 officers travelling in an unmarked vehicle approached and made a baseless assertion. I think this car is parked illegally. What followed was not policing, it was overreach. The officers did not conduct proper checks, did not issue a warning, did not give an opportunity to move the vehicle, did not ask the occupants to step out, and most critically proceeded to impound the vehicle immediately. Inside the vehicle were 2 emergency medical service workers, individuals whose duties are essential to public safety. David Black himself identified his role, explaining the importance of their work to the city. The officers' response? They dismissed him and proceeded regardless, even going so far as to shout insults as they left. Under UK law, including powers derived from the Road Traffic Regulations Act 1984 and Police Reform Act 2002, vehicle seizure must be lawful, necessary, and proportionate. We will demonstrate that none of these standards were met. This is not a lawful impoundment, it was an abuse of power that interfered with both private property and vital public services. Thank you, Your Honour.
Thank you, Crown Counsel. Your statement has been noticed for the record.
Thank you, Your Honour. Your Honour, this case concerns the lawful actions of Raven Go and his colleagues responding to a vehicle positioned on a pavement. Raven Go and his colleagues were required to make decisions in real time. The vehicle's position was observable and they acted based on what they saw, exercising their lawful discretion. The presence of the occupants inside the vehicle, David Black and his colleague, does not make that positioning lawful, nor does it remove Raven Go and his colleagues' authority to act. The actions taken were carried out in good faith with the intention of maintaining control of the situation and enforcing the law. The facts will show that Raven Go acted appropriately and all allegations, misconduct, abuse of authority, unlawful seizure, harassment, and interference with emergency services are unsupported by the evidence. Thank you, Your Honour.
Crown Counsel, you may now present your witnesses and evidence supporting the criminal charges.
Thank you, Your Honour. The first witness is Dr. David Black, please.
Mr. Black, please come to the stand. Mr. Black, do you solemnly swear and affirm that the evidence that you should give in this case should be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you. May be seated. Crown Counsel, please proceed.
Dr. David Black, can you describe what you and Angel Black were doing at the time the officers approached your vehicle?
Yeah, we were parked up on the side of the road as I was texting my director. I didn't want to be texting and driving, so I pulled up the side of the road to text him.
Okay. And did the officers carry out any checks or give you any warning before impounding the vehicle?
Negative. Prior to the director texting me, we had a call from a trainee to say that he needed help and we were on the way to help the trainee. And then once my director texted me, then I pulled over. The officers jumped out, didn't give me any warning, just said your car's parked illegally, impounded it, and then mocked me and then left.
And when you told the officers about your role in the EMS, how did they respond?
They said they don't care.
And what impact did the impoundment have on your ability to carry out your vital duty?
Well, to be honest with you, it delayed me to back to hospital where I was needed. It delayed me getting to vital help to the trainee who needed the help. and I was unsuccessful in getting to the trainee because of this fact.
Okay, and finally, what was the total number for the unimpoundment of your vehicle?
16 million,
16.
I think.
I believe you said 6.2.
6.2, sorry, 6.2. Yeah,
no
6.2.
problem.
Sorry about that.
Don't worry
6.2
about it.
million.
Any further questions for the witness, Your Honour?
Okay, thank you, Crown Counsel. Defence Counsel, do you wish to cross-examine the witness?
Yes, please, Your Honor. David Black, can you describe your location and what you were doing at the time of the incident?
Yes, I was outside Blue Garage and I was parked up on the sidewalk.
Okay. Can you describe what the vehicle you were in was doing just before Raven Go and his colleagues arrived?
It was travelling along the road and then I pulled up on the sidewalk.
Okay. Were you or your colleague actively engaged in an emergency at that time?
Define emergency for me.
So doing your usual EMS work.
Well, I don't do usual EMS work as I'm a vice director, so my role as a vice director is to oversee all the people below me and ensure that their safety and they can do their job to their fullest. If you're talking about that, then yes, that's exactly what I was doing.
Okay. What actions did you observe Raven Go and his colleagues take while they were in or near the vehicle?
They jumped out of the vehicle, they told me I was parked illegally, impounded my vehicle without any warning, and then proceeded to mock me and then walk away.
Okay. Did you personally feel threatened or harassed during the interaction?
Threatened? No. Harassed? Yes.
Okay. That's all my questions, Your Honor.
Thank you, Defence Counsel. Mr. Black may be seated.
Thank you.
Crown Counsel, have you got any more witnesses you wish to bring to the stand?
One more, Your Honour, and that is Angel Black.
Mrs. Black, please come to the stand. Mrs. Black, bear with me. You solemnly swear and affirm that the evidence that you shall give in this case shall be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth.
I swear, Your Honour.
Thank you. You may be seated. Crown Counsel, please proceed.
Angel Black, can you describe what you observed when the officers first approached the vehicle?
Okay, so me and my partner were pulled over. We've been pulled over for roughly 5 or 6 seconds. At this point, a car pulled up next to us, and I could hear the officers talking before they exited the vehicle. And they said this car is illegally parked whilst laughing. They got out of the vehicle, and without any warning or notification, they reviewed our vehicle right in front of us. I was very concerned at the time because of the area in which we were actually respawned, because we were outside the red zone as well.
Okay. And did the officers give you any warning or ask Dr. David to move his vehicle before they took action?
No, there was no warning or word said other than this car is illegally parked.
And can you confirm what David Black says in the way the officer
Ernie, I'm having
responded
issues
in
getting out
explaining
of the
his role
building.
within the emergency medical services?
Yeah, so when it first happened, my partner was very confused, and the first thing he said to them was, I am a vice director of EMS, and I'm currently on duty, and you've just reviewed my vehicle whilst I needed it. And they responded by saying, I don't care, and laughing, and then swore.
Okay. And lastly, can you, you've actually answered my last question. I was going to say, can you describe the officer's behaviour and language that left the scene? But...
Yeah, so they were mocking.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. No further questions to the witness, Your Honour.
So, defence, you may now present your witnesses and evidence challenging the criminal allegation. You have the right to present evidence of innocence, lack of intent, mistaken identity, or any other relevant defences.
I don't have any more witnesses, Your Honor.
No problem. So all parties have presented their cases. We will now hear closing argument. Crown Counsel, you may present your closing arguments on why the defence should be convicted of the criminal charges.
Thank you, Your Honor. The facts of this case are clear and uncontested. 3 officers approached a stationary vehicle and without investigation or warning made a decision that had a serious consequence. They did not follow procedure, they did not act proportionally, and they did not act lawfully. Instead, they acted on assumptions rather than evidence, ignored the presence and role of emergency medical service workers, prevented those workers from carrying out duties vital to the public, and conducted themselves in an unprofessional and abusive manner. In the UK law, the power to seize property is not absolute. It is carefully controlled to prevent exactly this kind of misuse. This case is not about whether parking rules exist, it is about whether those entrusted to enforce the law choose to ignore it. Their actions went beyond enforcement and into misconduct. Unlawful empowerment combined with their behaviour amounts to a clear abuse of power. We ask you to return a verdict that reflects accountability and upholds the principle that no one, not even those in uniform, are above the law. Thank you, Your Honour.
Thank you, Crown Counsel. Defence Counsel, you may now present your closing argument defending against the criminal charges before us today.
Your Honour, the facts are clear. A vehicle was positioned on a pavement and Raven Go and his colleagues arrived and acted based on what they observed in real time. David Black and his colleague were not engaged in an active emergency at the time, and there is no evidence of repeated targeted or malicious behaviour by Raven Go and his colleagues. Raven Go acted in good faith within his lawful authority, and his actions were aimed at enforcing the law and maintaining safety. Each of the allegations, misconduct, abuse of authority, unlawful seizure, harassment, and interference with emergency services, are unsupported by the evidence. The actions taken were lawful, measured, and appropriate. For these reasons, we ask the court to find in favour of Raven Go. Thank you, Your Honour.
Thank you, Defence Counsel. So this court has now heard all arguments and defences. The court will now be adjourned for a few moments whilst the decision is made. Thank you for your patience.
Need to stand up, guys.
After reviewing all evidence and testimony before us today, I find that Mr. Go has been found on the following charges: misconduct, guilty; abuse of authority, guilty; unlawful seizure of property, guilty; harassment, not guilty; interference with emergency services, guilty. On 4 of 5 counts, I find the defendant Raven Go guilty on said charges. I impose a fine of £6,250,000 for the recuperation of lost funds from the incorrect impoundment of the vehicle. I also impose a fine of £3,750,000 for the remaining charges. A further fine of £2 million is also added to cover court and legal costs. This totals £12 million and is to be paid to Mr. Black within 7 days of this court adjournment. Mr. Go is to also receive a mandatory retraining session with his direct higher-up before returning to the line of duty. He is hereby sentenced to 100 months in HMP, suspended for 120 months. Court is now adjourned. Thank you for your time.
Yo, that's how much...
Yes, sir.
How do you feel after the verdict, sir?
Feel like justice was served, to be honest with you. I'm really happy with the verdict. I'm really happy with my lawyer as well, Lewis Litt. I want to thank him as well for all the hard work that he put on the case and helping me in this tough time.
All right. And how do you think your partner, Miss Angel, feel about this?
Yeah, she's really happy, to be honest. I spoke with her briefly after the court, and she's really happy for me. You know, at the time, she was very much startled, but yeah, she's really happy now.
All right, no, that's great to hear, man. We're glad to finally see you get the justice you deserve after the last time we spoke last week, man. So is there anything else you want to add to that, sir?
I just hope this acts as a deterrent now to any rogue officers who think that it's okay to just, you know, do what happened to me to other people, and I hope
It happened to me before.
they can take it a lesson from this and hopefully do better.
All right. Well, that's great, man. Well, this has been Ernie Brookshot, reporting for PBC News, signing off.